Hello there, and welcome to the History for Sleep 777 channel. Good evening, and welcome. Tonight, there is nothing you need to do, nowhere you need to be, and no problems waiting to be solved. This time belongs only to you. So, find a comfortable position, allow your shoulders to relax, and let the steady rhythm of your breathing become just a little slower. As the world around you grows quieter, we are about to travel together, not just across countries, but across centuries. Tonight, we leave behind the busy modern world and step into medieval Europe. Imagine that the bright lights of cities slowly fade away. The sound of traffic disappears. Phones no longer exist. Electricity has never been discovered. Instead, darkness gently settles over endless forests, quiet fields, and small villages where life moves at a much slower pace. Only the soft glow of candles and the distant sparkle of stars illuminate the night. Somewhere beyond the rolling hills, a church bell quietly marks the passing of another hour. The air feels cool, fresh, silent. For a brief moment, everything seems peaceful. But beneath that peaceful silence lies a life that is far more difficult than most of us could ever imagine. Many people picture the Middle Ages as a world of mighty castles, noble knights, royal feasts, and heroic adventures. Stories often tell us about shining armor, brave kings, magical forests, and grand tournaments. Those stories are exciting, but they rarely tell us about ordinary people, the people who woke before sunrise every single day. The farmers, the blacksmiths, the shepherds, the bakers, the children, the mothers, the fathers, the millions of people whose names have been forgotten by history. Tonight, you will become one of them. Not a king, not a knight, not a wealthy merchant. Just an ordinary villager trying to survive another ordinary day. And in medieval Europe, survival was never guaranteed. Food could disappear after one poor harvest. A simple illness could become deadly. Winter could last for months. Clean water was difficult to find. Medical knowledge was limited. Hard physical work filled nearly every waking hour. Yet despite all these hardships, people laughed, they celebrated, they fell in love, they raised families, they dreamed about a better future. And somehow, generation after generation, they continued. As we explore this forgotten world together, there is no need to rush. Allow each scene to unfold slowly. Picture every village, every narrow dirt road, every wooden cottage, every flickering candle, and every quiet evening beneath a sky filled with stars. This is not a story of battles or great victories. It is the story of everyday life, the kind of life history books often skip, a life that was ordinary, yet extraordinary in its own quiet way. So take one more slow breath. Let your eyes grow heavier if they wish. Imagine that with every gentle breath, you drift farther away from the modern world, farther from noise, farther from stress, farther from tomorrow, and closer to a peaceful medieval village waiting just beyond the morning mist. As the first rays of sunlight slowly begin to appear over the distant hills, your new life is about to begin.
The first light of morning has not yet reached the valley. The sky above is still painted in deep shades of blue, with only the faintest hint of gold resting along the distant horizon. You slowly open your eyes. For a moment, you lie perfectly still, listening. There is no sound of passing cars, no humming refrigerator, no distant airplanes crossing the sky. Instead, your morning begins with something much older, A rooster crows somewhere beyond the wooden walls of your tiny home. A cow lets out a slow, sleepy moo. A dog barks once before everything becomes quiet again. The world is waking gently. You blink a few times, allowing your eyes to adjust to the dim light. Above you is a roof made from rough wooden beams, covered with bundles of straw. Tiny gaps between the timbers allow thin streams of cold air to slip inside. During the night, the wind whispered through those cracks, making the room far colder than you would have liked. Your bed is nothing more than a simple wooden frame. It is filled with dry straw instead of a soft mattress. Every movement creates a quiet, rustling sound beneath you. The straw pokes through the thin fabric beneath your blanket. Comfort is a luxury that belongs to another age. Slowly, you sit upright. Your bare feet touch the cold dirt floor. The chill travels to your legs immediately. There are no carpets, no polished wooden boards, only packed earth, hardened by countless footsteps over many years. The smell inside the cottage is difficult to ignore. Smoke from last night's fire still hangs in the air. The scent of damp wood mixes with straw, wet earth, and the faint odor of nearby animals. To you, these smells are completely normal. You have known them every day of your life. Across the room, your family is already beginning to stir. A child quietly rubs tired eyes beneath a wool blanket. An elderly grandmother coughs softly before wrapping herself tighter against the morning cold. Your father quietly pulls on his rough wool tunic. Without saying very much, everyone understands today's routine. There is work to do. There is always work to do. Outside, another rooster crows. This time, several others answer from nearby farms. The entire village slowly begins to awaken together. You push open the heavy wooden door. It creaks loudly on its iron hinges. A wave of crisp morning air fills your lungs. Before you stretches a small medieval village. Simple cottages stand in uneven rows. Their walls are made from timber and clay. Their roofs are covered with straw that has turned dark from years of rain. Thin ribbons of smoke curl upward from stone chimneys, disappearing into the cool morning sky. The narrow road cutting through the village is little more than packed mud. Recent rain has left puddles everywhere. Your worn leather shoes sink slightly with each careful step. Nearby, chickens scratch the ground searching for insects. A few pigs wander freely between houses, sniffing at whatever they can find. Several geese loudly announce the arrival of another day. Life here is shared with animals. Sometimes they provide food, sometimes they provide warmth, and sometimes they simply make everything noisier. In the distance, you hear the slow ringing of the church bell. 1, 2, 3 gentle chimes. The bell reminds every villager that another day has begun. Time here is not measured by clocks. It is measured by sunlight, by seasons, and by bells. Looking across the fields, you notice a thin layer of mist floating just above the grass. Soon the sun will burn it away. Soon every farmer will be working beneath its light, including you. For now, however, the village remains wonderfully quiet. A peaceful silence settles over the cottages. Birds begin singing from nearby trees. A gentle breeze moves through the tall grass. For just a few precious moments, before the hard work begins, the world feels calm. It is easy to understand why someone visiting for only a single morning might think medieval life was simple, beautiful even. But first impressions can be wonderfully misleading, because behind every peaceful sunrise waits a day filled with exhausting labor, uncertain harvests, aching muscles, and constant worry. And today is no different. You take one final deep breath of the cool morning air. Then, without another word, you begin walking toward another ordinary day in medieval Europe.
As you leave the cottage behind, you glance back at the little house that has sheltered your family for generations. From a distance, it almost looks charming. The roof is thick with golden straw. Tiny curls of smoke drift lazily from the chimney. Morning sunlight begins to paint the wooden walls with a warm glow. To a traveler passing through, it might even seem peaceful, perhaps even beautiful. But beauty has a way of hiding uncomfortable truths. Inside that small cottage, life is far from comfortable. The walls are built from wooden beams packed with a mixture of clay, mud, straw, and animal hair. It is a simple method, passed down from one generation to the next. It keeps out some of the wind, some of the rain, but never all of it. When heavy storms arrive, water often finds its way inside. Small drops slowly fall from the ceiling. The floor becomes damp. Blankets grow cold. Everything smells of wet earth. Winter is even more difficult. Cold air slips through tiny cracks in the walls. The fireplace works constantly, but much of its warmth escapes before reaching every corner of the room. The fire is your only source of heat, your only place to cook, your only light after sunset. Without it, survival would become almost impossible. Yet the fire creates another problem. There is no proper chimney like the ones we know today. Much of the smoke remains trapped inside the house. Every day your eyes sting slightly. Your throat feels dry. The ceiling above is black with years of soot. Everything inside the cottage carries the faint smell of smoke. Even your clothes, even your hair, even your blankets. If someone from the modern world stepped inside, they would probably notice the air immediately. Heavy, warm, and difficult to breathe. But to you, this is simply the smell of home. There is very little furniture. A rough wooden table stands near the fire. A few stools have been repaired so many times that no two legs are exactly the same length. Simple shelves hold wooden bowls, clay cups, and a handful of precious cooking pots. Every object has value. Nothing is wasted. Nothing is easily replaced. Clothing hangs from wooden pegs driven into the walls. Each piece has been carefully patched again and again. Small tears are sewn shut. Old garments become blankets. Worn blankets become cleaning cloths. Eventually, even those scraps find another purpose. Owning many possessions is a luxury few villagers could imagine. As you walk toward the corner of the room, you notice movement. A tiny mouse disappears beneath a chest. You barely react. Mice are common visitors. They search for grain, bits of bread, anything edible. Keeping them away is nearly impossible. Sometimes cats help. Sometimes they do not. Insects are just as common. Fleas hide inside blankets. Lice live in clothing. Bedbugs quietly wait inside cracks of the wooden bed. Nobody enjoys them, but almost everyone lives with them. Scratching becomes such a normal part of life that few people even think about it anymore. At night, several members of the family sleep together in the same room. Parents, children, grandparents, sometimes even a newborn baby wrapped tightly against the cold. Privacy is almost unknown. Every cough, every whisper, every dream is shared by everyone. Outside the cottage, chickens wander freely. Sometimes they even step inside. During harsh winters, smaller animals may be brought indoors to protect them from freezing temperatures. Their body heat helps warm the house. Their smell becomes part of daily life. To modern ears, this may sound unpleasant. Yet for many medieval families, it was simply practical. Life was built around survival, not comfort, not convenience, just survival. As the morning grows brighter, sunlight finally slips through the tiny window. The opening is covered with thin animal skin instead of clear glass. Only a soft glow enters the room, enough to begin another day, not enough to brighten every corner. Dark shadows remain. Perhaps they always will. You take one last look around your humble home. There is little here that anyone today would envy. And yet, within these simple walls, children learn to laugh. Families share meals. Stories are told beside the fire. Songs drift softly into the night. Even in hardship, people still find moments of warmth, moments of hope, moments that make another difficult day worth facing. With that thought in your mind, you step back outside. The village is now fully awake, and somewhere nearby, the smell of breakfast is beginning to rise into the cool morning air.
The morning has fully arrived. Golden sunlight now stretches across the fields, gently warming the rooftops of the village. The air is still cool, but it won't stay that way for long. Soon, every farmer will be working beneath the open sky. Before that happens, there is one small but important task: breakfast. If you have imagined long wooden tables covered with roasted meat, fresh fruit, warm pastries, and rich cheeses, you may wish to set those thoughts aside. That kind of feast belongs to castles, not cottages. For ordinary villagers, breakfast is simple, very simple. You return to the warmth of the cottage where your mother is already kneeling beside the fire. A black iron pot hangs above the glowing embers. Inside, a thick porridge slowly bubbles. Made from oats, barley, or rye, it is stirred patiently with a long wooden spoon. There are no sweet flavors, no sugar, no cinnamon, no butter melting across the top. Just grain and water. Sometimes, if the harvest has been good, a few onions or herbs are added. Sometimes a handful of peas. But many mornings, there is nothing extra at all. Each family member quietly takes a wooden bowl. Nobody rushes. Nobody complains. This meal is not meant to delight. It is meant to keep you alive until sunset. The porridge is warm, heavy, and filling. It sticks to your ribs, giving your body enough strength to face another long day in the fields. Beside the pot rests yesterday's bread. It is dark brown, dense, and far harder than the soft loaves we know today. Made from coarse rye or barley flour, it has become dry overnight. You tear away a piece. It takes real effort. Your teeth work hard with every bite. Sometimes the bread is so hard that people soften it by dipping it into soup or porridge. Nothing is wasted. Every crumb matters. Throwing away food would seem almost unbelievable. Every harvest carries uncertainty. A season of rain or drought could mean hunger for an entire village. As you eat, conversation remains quiet. People are still waking. The fire crackles gently. Outside, birds continue their morning songs. For a few peaceful minutes, life almost feels calm. Then your younger brother reaches for a cup. Inside is not fresh orange juice, not coffee, not tea. Instead, it is something called small beer. To many people today, that sounds surprising. Beer for breakfast? But medieval small beer was very different from the strong drinks we know now. It contained very little alcohol, often no more than 1 or 2%. It was weak enough for adults and even older children to drink. One reason was simple. Clean drinking water was not always easy to find. Wells could become contaminated. Streams might carry waste from animals or nearby villages. Boiling water during brewing helped make small beer safer in many places. So instead of becoming drunk, people simply drank a safer, everyday beverage. It was part of ordinary life. You take a careful sip. Its taste is earthy, slightly sour, nothing like modern beer, but it quenches your thirst. Outside the window, the village is becoming busier. A blacksmith's hammer begins striking hot iron. A cart creaks slowly along the muddy road. Somewhere nearby, a baby starts crying. The peaceful silence of dawn is fading. Work is calling. Before leaving, your mother wraps a small piece of bread in cloth. It will become your midday meal. There are no packed lunches, no snacks, no sweet treats waiting in your pocket. Just enough food, if you are fortunate. As you stand, you notice how quickly breakfast has disappeared. The pot is nearly empty. Nothing remains except a thin layer of porridge clinging to the sides. Even that will be scraped clean. Food is precious. Every grain, every loaf, every spoonful. You step outside once more. The smell of smoke lingers on your clothes. The morning sun is climbing higher into the sky. Across the fields, dozens of villagers are already walking toward another exhausting day. Some carry wooden tools across their shoulders. Others guide slow-moving oxen toward the plowed earth. No one expects the work to be easy. No one expects the day to be short. You tighten your worn belt, take one last look at the quiet village behind you, and begin the long walk toward the fields. The real work is finally about to begin.
The village slowly disappears behind you. With each step, the sound of chickens, barking dogs, and morning conversations grows quieter. Ahead lies an endless patchwork of fields stretching toward the distant hills. Some plots are freshly ploughed. Others are covered with young green shoots gently swaying in the morning breeze. This land is your family's greatest treasure, not because it belongs to you. In fact, it doesn't. Most villagers do not own the fields they work. The land belongs to a local lord, or perhaps to a monastery. Your family is simply allowed to farm it in exchange for rent, taxes, and labor. Every season, a large portion of what you harvest will be handed over. What remains must somehow feed your family until next year. Some years it is enough. Other years, it is not. As you reach the edge of the field, your father quietly places a heavy wooden plough into the soil. The plough is simple, made almost entirely of wood, with only a small iron blade at its tip. It is sturdy, but far from perfect. Guiding it requires strength, patience, and experience. Nearby, 2 large oxen wait calmly. They are slower than horses, but they are stronger, and much more affordable for ordinary farmers. Your father gently calls to them. The animals lean forward. The plough bites into the earth. Dark, damp soil rolls aside in long, uneven lines. You take hold of the handles. Almost immediately, your shoulders begin to ache. The ground is heavier than it looks. Roots catch the blade. Hidden stones force the plough sideways. Every few steps you must stop to clear away tangled weeds or lift the blade over stubborn rocks. It is slow work, very slow. The sun climbs higher. The cool air of morning slowly disappears. Sweat begins forming across your forehead. Your rough wool clothing, warm enough during sunrise, now feels heavy beneath the growing heat. Still, there is no stopping. A single field may take days to finish. Every hour matters. If planting is delayed, the harvest may suffer. If the harvest suffers, winter becomes far more dangerous. Around you, dozens of other villagers are working just as hard. Some scatter handfuls of seed across freshly turned soil. Others repair broken fences.
A group of children chases stubborn sheep back toward their pasture. Even the youngest members of the village have responsibilities. Childhood here is short. By the age of 7 or 8, many children are already helping with daily work. No one expects them to spend their days playing. Survival comes first. As the morning passes, the sound of the village fades completely. Now you hear only the steady scrape of the plough, the gentle snort of the oxen, the songs of distant birds, and the whisper of the wind moving across open fields. It is strangely peaceful, almost hypnotic. The same movements repeat again and again and again. Step forward, guide the plough, turn at the end of the field, repeat. Hour after hour, day after day, season after season. There is a quiet rhythm to this life, one that changes very little. Yet beneath that rhythm lies constant uncertainty. A late frost, too much rain, too little rain, a swarm of hungry insects. Any one of these could destroy months of hard work. The medieval farmer has almost no control over nature, only hope and persistence. At midday, your father finally pauses, not because the work is finished, far from it, but because even the strongest body needs a few moments of rest. You sit beneath the shade of a small oak tree. From your cloth bundle, you remove the same dark bread your mother packed earlier. There is no feast waiting, just a simple meal. You chew slowly, watching clouds drift silently across the wide blue sky. The breeze cools your face. For a few precious minutes, your tired muscles begin to relax. Soon enough, the break is over. There are still many rows left to plough before sunset. You stand once more, brush the loose soil from your hands, take a deep breath, and return to the endless field, where another long afternoon of work quietly awaits.
The afternoon sun is still warm as you finally leave the fields behind. Your back aches, your hands are sore. A thin layer of dirt clings to your arms, your face, and even your hair. Small bits of dry straw are caught in your clothes. Your boots are covered in thick mud that is hardened with every step. If you lived in the modern world, you might dream of returning home to a long, hot shower. Warm water, soft soap, a clean towel waiting nearby. But none of those things exist here. Instead, you simply wipe your forehead with the sleeve of your rough wool tunic. It helps only a little. Dust quickly settles back onto your skin. In medieval Europe, staying clean is not impossible, but it is never easy. Water must be carried by hand from a nearby well or stream. Every bucket is heavy, every trip takes time, and every drop is precious. That water is needed for drinking, for cooking, for the animals, for washing clothes. Bathing yourself often comes last. Many families cannot spare enough water for a full bath. When they do wash, it is usually with cool water poured into a simple wooden tub. There are no scented soaps, no bottles of shampoo, no soft sponges. Only water, and perhaps a rough piece of cloth. Sometimes homemade soap is made from animal fat mixed with wood ash. It cleans reasonably well, but it feels harsh on the skin and lacks the pleasant fragrance we expect today. After working in the fields all day, your hands remain stained despite your efforts. The dirt has worked its way deep into every tiny crack in your skin. Your fingernails are dark with soil. Your palms are rough from endless labor. These hands tell the story of your life. As you walk through the village, you notice that everyone looks much the same. Faces weathered by wind, clothes marked with dust, hair tucked beneath simple cloth hoods or wool caps. No one expects perfection. Everyone understands the demands of daily work. Even washing clothes is exhausting. Heavy wool garments absorb water like thick blankets. Once soaked, they become incredibly heavy. They must be scrubbed by hand, often beside a cold stream, then hung outside to dry. If rain arrives, the entire task begins again. For this reason, many people own only 1 or 2 sets of clothing. They repair them carefully, patch after patch, year after year. A tear is stitched, a sleeve is mended. Nothing is thrown away unless it can no longer be saved. As evening approaches, the warmth of the day begins to fade. The cool breeze returns. You scratch absent-mindedly at your neck. Not because of a mosquito, but because tiny lice have found another place to hide. Lice are an unwelcome part of everyday life. They live in clothing. They hide beneath wool hats. They spread easily among families sleeping close together. Fleas are equally common, especially where animals live nearby. They jump quietly from straw bedding onto blankets and clothing. Most villagers simply accept them. They are unpleasant but familiar. Occasionally, someone places fragrant herbs such as lavender or rosemary inside bedding or clothing, hoping the strong scent will discourage insects. Sometimes it helps, sometimes it does not. As the sun sinks lower, the village begins preparing for another evening. Smoke rises once again from cottage chimneys. The smell of cooking fills the cool air. Children laugh somewhere in the distance. A dog chases a wandering goose through the muddy lane. Despite the hardships, life continues with quiet determination. You glance down at your worn hands one more time. They are not clean, not by modern standards, but they have done honest work. And tomorrow, they will do it all again. Because in medieval Europe, there is very little time to worry about spotless clothes or polished shoes. Survival always comes first. Comfort can wait. As the golden light slowly fades into evening, you follow the familiar path back toward your little cottage, where another simple meal and another quiet night are waiting for you. The sun has almost disappeared behind the distant hills. A cool evening breeze drifts across the village, carrying with it the comforting smell of wood smoke and freshly baked bread. After a long day in the fields, your body feels exhausted. Your shoulders ache. Your feet are sore. Your hands are rough and tired. Normally, a good night's sleep is enough to prepare you for another day. But tonight, something feels different. A dull pain begins deep inside your throat. At first, you ignore it. After all, aches and pains are simply part of life. Everyone in the village wakes up stiff. Everyone finishes the day exhausted. But by morning, the pain has grown worse. Your head feels unusually heavy. Your body shivers, even though the fire is burning brightly. A fever has arrived. Today, in the modern world, you might reach for medicine, visit a doctor, or rest comfortably beneath a warm blanket. In medieval Europe, your choices are far more limited. There are no antibiotics, no pharmacies, no hospitals as we know them today. Instead, your family quietly discusses who might be able to help. Perhaps an elderly woman who has spent decades gathering herbs from nearby forests. Perhaps the village healer. Or perhaps the barber. That may sound surprising. Today, barbers cut hair and trim beards. But centuries ago, many barbers also performed simple medical procedures. They pulled teeth, drained infected wounds, applied bandages. Sometimes they even performed surgery. Their tools were simple: Sharp knives, metal hooks, saws. None of them had ever been sterilized. No one yet understood that tiny, invisible organisms could spread disease. People simply did not know. Many illnesses were mysterious. Some believed sickness was caused by bad air. Others believed it was a punishment from God. Still others blamed the movement of the stars or mysterious forces beyond human understanding. Without scientific knowledge, people searched for answers wherever they could find them. One of the most common treatments was known as bloodletting. The idea was simple. Many believed the body contained 4 important fluids called humors. If one of those humors became unbalanced, illness followed. To restore balance, blood was removed, sometimes with a sharp blade, sometimes using small cups, sometimes with hungry leeches. Tiny black leeches would be carefully placed onto the skin. Slowly, they attached themselves and drank blood. To medieval doctors, this treatment seemed perfectly reasonable. To us, it may sound rather unsettling. Yet people trusted it because it was one of the best explanations available at the time. Herbal remedies were also common. Mint was used to soothe the stomach. Willow bark helped reduce pain. Chamomile was brewed into calming teas. Honey was sometimes placed on wounds because people noticed it seemed to help them heal, even if they didn't understand why. Some of these natural remedies truly had helpful properties. Others offered little more than hope. And sometimes, hope was the strongest medicine available. If your illness became serious, there was little anyone could do. A simple infection from a small cut could spread quickly. A fever might last for days. Many families gathered quietly around the bedside of a loved one, hoping for recovery, but knowing there were no guarantees. Life was fragile, much more fragile than it is today. As evening settles over the village once again, you rest quietly beside the fire. The warmth feels comforting against your tired face. Outside, the wind gently rustles through the trees. Somewhere in the darkness, an owl calls softly. Your family speaks in low voices, careful not to disturb your sleep. Tomorrow may bring better health, or it may not. No one can know. All you can do is close your eyes, listen to the gentle crackling of the fire, and hope that when morning comes, your strength will slowly return.
The last rays of sunlight slowly disappear beyond the distant hills. The fields that were filled with movement only a short while ago now grow quiet. The oxen have returned to their shelters, the chickens settle onto their wooden perches. Even the birds seem to sing more softly, as if the entire world is preparing for sleep. You walk slowly along the muddy village path. Your body is exhausted after another long day of work. Every muscle feels heavy. Your boots are coated with dried mud. Your hands still carry traces of soil beneath your fingernails. Above you, the sky begins to change. The bright blue of afternoon fades into deep shades of purple and navy. One by one, the first stars quietly appear. Without electricity, the night arrives much faster than it does in the modern world. There are no glowing windows stretching across the village, no streetlights guiding your way, no flashing signs, no distant headlights, only darkness and the gentle light of a few candles. As you reach your cottage, your father carefully lights a small tallow candle. Its flame flickers softly in the evening air. The light is weak. It reaches only a few feet across the room. The corners of the cottage remain hidden in shadow. Every candle is valuable. Making them requires time and precious animal fat. No one allows them to burn longer than necessary. Your family gathers around the fireplace. A simple pot of vegetable stew hangs above the glowing embers. The smell of onions, barley, and herbs slowly fills the room. It is not a feast, but after a day of hard labor, it feels comforting. As everyone eats quietly, conversation begins to replace the silence. Your grandmother tells an old story she heard when she was a little girl. It speaks of mysterious travelers who wandered too deep into the forest, of strange lights dancing between the trees, of lonely castles where no one dares to enter after sunset. Whether these stories are true hardly matters. They are part of village life. They entertain, they teach lessons, and they make long winter evenings pass a little faster. Outside, the darkness grows deeper. Walking beyond the village after sunset is something most people avoid, not only because of wild animals or thieves, but because the night itself feels unknown. Without bright lights, every tree casts a strange shadow. Every rustling leaf sounds larger than it truly is. A distant owl may briefly sound like something far more mysterious. The human imagination fills the darkness with possibilities. For many medieval people, the night is a place where old legends come alive. Some whisper about wandering spirits. Others believe unseen creatures roam the forests after midnight. Children are warned not to leave the safety of home. Adults are careful as well. Whether they truly believe every story or simply choose not to take chances, the result is the same. Most doors remain firmly closed until sunrise. As the evening continues, the fire slowly burns lower. Its gentle crackling becomes the loudest sound inside the cottage. Your younger brother, your mother quietly folds away the wooden bowls after supper. Your father checks the wooden latch on the front door one final time. Outside, the village has become completely silent. Only the wind moves softly through the trees. Somewhere far away, a church bell rings once. Its lonely echo drifts across the sleeping fields before fading into the darkness. You step outside for one final moment before bed. The cool night air touches your face. Above you stretches a sky unlike almost anything seen in the modern world. With no electric lights to hide them, thousands upon thousands of stars shine with breathtaking clarity. The Milky Way stretches from one horizon to the other, like a river of silver. For a few peaceful moments, you simply stand there, looking upward. The worries of tomorrow feel far away. The endless work, the uncertain harvest, the aching muscles. They can wait until morning. Tonight, there is only silence, only starlight, only the gentle whisper of the wind across the fields. You take one slow, deep breath, turn back toward your warm little cottage, and quietly close the wooden door behind you. Tomorrow, another day will begin. But for now, the medieval village sleeps. As the seasons slowly pass, the warm days of summer become a distant memory. The leaves that once shimmered with bright shades of green now turn golden, then brown, before gently falling to the ground. The air grows colder with each passing morning. You notice your breath for the first time, drifting like a pale cloud in front of your face. Winter is coming, and everyone in the village knows exactly what that means. There is no excitement, no holiday lights, no warm cafes waiting on the corner. For the people of medieval Europe, winter is a season to survive. Long before the first snowfall, every family works tirelessly to prepare. Bundles of firewood are stacked beside every cottage. Sacks of barley and rye are carefully stored in dry corners. Vegetables such as onions, turnips, and cabbage are packed away, hoping they will last until spring. Meat is salted or smoked whenever possible. Nothing can be wasted. because once the snow arrives, there may be no second chance. One cold morning, you wake to an unusual silence. The familiar sounds of birds have disappeared. Even the wind seems softer. You open the wooden door and pause. During the night, the world has changed. A blanket of fresh snow covers the fields. The rooftops of every cottage wear thick, white caps. The muddy road has vanished beneath a smooth layer of untouched snow. The village looks almost magical, beautiful, peaceful, timeless. For a few moments, it is impossible not to admire the scene. But beauty can be deceiving. The cold air bites at your cheeks. Your fingers grow numb within minutes. Your thin wool cloak offers only limited protection against the freezing wind. There are no insulated jackets, no waterproof boots, no heated homes waiting to welcome you back. Only layers of coarse wool, patched again and again over many years. Inside the cottage, the fireplace burns from dawn until bedtime. Yet even with the fire glowing brightly, the room never becomes truly warm. You can still feel cold air slipping through tiny cracks in the wooden walls. At night, frost sometimes forms along the inside of the window. The family gathers close to the fire, sharing whatever warmth they can. Every piece of firewood matters. Too much burned today may leave too little for tomorrow. Outside, work does not stop. The animals still need feeding. Water must still be carried. Repairs still need to be made. Snow must be cleared from paths before it freezes into solid ice. Every task takes longer in winter. Every movement requires more effort. As the weeks pass, food slowly becomes scarcer. The fresh vegetables of summer are gone. The fruit trees stand bare. Meals become simpler. A bowl of thick barley porridge, a piece of dark rye bread, perhaps a little salted meat if the family has been fortunate. Hunger is never far away. Children often dream of spring. Adults do too. Not because spring is easy, but because it brings hope. Hope that new crops will grow. Hope that the animals will remain healthy. Hope that another difficult winter has finally come to an end. One evening, as snowflakes drift quietly outside your tiny window, you step beyond the cottage for a moment. The village is silent. Every sound is softened by the thick blanket of snow. Smoke rises gently into the crisp night sky. Above you, countless stars sparkle with astonishing clarity. The cold is sharp, yet the silence feels strangely comforting. You pull your cloak a little tighter around your shoulders. Take one slow breath of the icy air and look across the sleeping village. Every family behind those wooden walls is hoping for exactly the same thing: a safe winter, a healthy spring, and one more chance to begin again. With that quiet hope in your heart, you return to the warmth of the fire, close the heavy wooden door, and let the peaceful silence of the medieval night gently carry you towards sleep.
The fire has almost burned down. Only a few glowing embers remain, casting a soft orange light across the little cottage. Outside, the wind moves gently through the trees. The village is asleep. The fields are quiet. Even the animals have settled for the night. After spending this long day in medieval Europe, you finally have a chance to rest. You have walked muddy roads before sunrise. You have worked beneath the hot summer sun. You have eaten simple meals of bread and porridge. You have carried water by hand. You have endured cold winters and uncertain harvests. You have lived without electricity, without modern medicine, without the comforts that many of us hardly notice today. And yet, you also discovered something unexpected. Life here was difficult, sometimes painfully difficult, but it was also filled with quiet moments that history rarely remembers. The warmth of a family gathered around the fire, the comforting smell of fresh bread after a long day, children laughing in a muddy village lane, birdsong greeting another sunrise, the peaceful silence of snow covering the fields, and a sky filled with countless stars. In many ways, medieval people were not so different from us. They worried about tomorrow. They hoped for better days. They loved their families. They celebrated small victories. They grieved painful losses. They dreamed about peaceful lives, just as we do today. History often tells the stories of kings and queens, of great battles and mighty castles, of famous names written in books. But tonight, our journey belonged to ordinary people. The farmer whose hands never stopped working, the mother preparing another simple meal, the child carrying firewood before the sun had fully risen, the old storyteller who kept ancient memories alive beside a flickering fire. These quiet lives built the foundations of history. Most of their names have disappeared, but their everyday struggles shaped the world we know today. Perhaps that is one of history's greatest lessons. The smallest lives often leave the deepest footprints. As you sit quietly beside the fading fire, you notice how peaceful everything has become. There is nothing left to do. Tomorrow's work can wait. The fields will still be there when morning comes. The oxen will still need feeding. The village will wake again with the first crow of the rooster. But not yet. For now, the world is perfectly still. Take one slow breath. Feel your shoulders becoming lighter. Let the sounds of the medieval village slowly drift away. The crackling fire, the whispering wind, the distant church bell, all becoming softer and softer, until only peaceful silence remains. Imagine yourself stepping away from the little cottage, walking slowly through the sleeping village, across the quiet fields, past the ancient forest, toward the distant hills where the first light of tomorrow will someday appear. But there is no need to hurry there. Tonight is for resting. Tonight is for dreaming. And perhaps, if you listen very carefully, you can still hear the gentle echo of medieval footsteps fading into history. Thank you for joining this peaceful journey through the Middle Ages. May your night be calm. May your dreams be gentle. And may sleep find you easily beneath the same stars that have watched over every generation for thousands of years. Good night, and sleep well.